is a tall task to ask. You mentioned before, only really the teams placing fourth and lower were the ones 100 Thieves have found success against. And here, I wouldn't say they're even reaching too much. They are finding their groove that makes it allowable for them to be able to beat these higher teams and break through the ceiling that they have kind of had. Catapult through it here against G2 on Pearl is...
Yeah, I think G2's way too level-headed of a team.
Busio going for the classic. Not the weapon, but the classic just turret and sheriff. Trying to play the long range, trying to find the information first as well. And use it a distance to his advantage so he can escape.
Yeah, but I only think that can apply to a team internationally, I'm not gonna lie. Boosty. Running into a smoke with the deagle. Wow.
As a quick kill goes back and forth. Aggression from G2 extends into spawn already.
Oh, if Austin doesn't get that kill.
Fight between the wall here as both of them can't get a clean shot off, but Asudo wins the fight.
Good news, 400 Thieves, Trent is down. No salvos for the post plan, but they are doubling up for G2 in the
And D, welcome man. Whatever. Either team won't want to see playoffs yay though. I'm not gonna lie, G2 or EG has been very impressive, bro. Those guys should be proud of how they've been playing.
No chance with the util use getting back in.
Low, what up?
And now they swing. Asudo only 4 HP. This is gonna be tough. A nice job by G2 to sort themselves out. And be able to really figure out how
I wouldn't be surprised EG to Toronto. I would be more surprised Cloud9 to Toronto.
And G2 get another pistol.
It's now time to play the mind games with G2 against 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it's hella low right now.
A lot of these teams playing also this map of Pearl, Vice or Cypher seems to be the prime choice where you know the Euro utility, or you can't recall the util placed by the KJ, for example.
It's been a good day, man. We're here, we're watching the matches, got a little watch party for the third.
100 Thieves on their end so far from the pistol round to the second round have also been playing 4-1s and giving still a lot of that responsibility for Busio to anchor up and getting the information from middle on to B. So that players like Austin can start pivoting
obvious play in the book.
Aggressively.
A orb trap.
They saw quite a few, they still want this. Questioning the salvos here for a moment as 100 Thieves stand ready to take down A.
Who are we rooting for?
They're just making sure they're clear on the back.
I don't think anybody in particular.
Interesting.
I've just been entertained.
Only to insert here, they have so much time to play with.
Push it to a map 3
at the beginning of the round. But now they're going to search all.
No, Ye's finding another form right now. I think it's really
one
good
in
for
mid now with Leaf. And it looks like they'll be able to just string across the map and make this even harder for 100 Thieves to get away back in.
So you leverage the better weapons to move in towards the B side, but Valen, if he walks into this trap of 4 players towards A main, that's a Spectre gone.
That's turrets down.
That could be deadly in the hands of
what are you guys doing, bro?
Finally now for Valen decides to
Valen used one smoke.
Easy execution towards the
should have instantly challenged with a piece of utility.
You want to start pushing forward and really commit into these fights. If I was looking for the sign here from 100 Thieves,
I mean, yeah, Ye played on 2 terrible teams.
Only 2 away from its dimensional drift.
Disguised was a terrible team, and
for G2 side, if you do want to give the
and Bleed was a terrible team, but not as bad as Disguised.
Even Spectre or Ghost have Jogimo go for the hunt.
Looks like they'll wait it out. Leaf though.
Exactly.
He could have something to
T-Dog,
say
do you want to
about
heart
this.
these hit or nah? You should have seen my videos last year, Coolio. Everybody said that I was a 100 Thieves Glazer super fan, and I had a bias towards them.
Oh, this is big for Jog. Now he gets the free peek. Oh, they take him out right away. Leaf's going to get 3, though, as they're just going back and forth. Oh,
I just like am really unimpressed with 100 Thieves' decisions for the start of this season. I think that they have just
last few jumps in.
shot themselves in the foot so many times.
This is gonna be that
they have played terrible agents. They've played terrible comps. They've wasted so much time.
Still saving those 3 weapons from the previous round. The Ghosts were the one going for the hunt, and then Leaf is able to get 3 kills and also die. So now you're looking at the later rounds when you finally have weaponry for the side of G2 in this bonus round that could potentially still convert on their side. But
Coolio, when I saw that, Coolio, bro, when I was watching in the post-game interview, after losing map 1, they interviewed Zix, and he said something along the lines, I know some people criticize the comp that we have, but the scrim results speak for themselves. if you guys saw this team's scrim results daily like I do, you would think they're the best team in the entire world, bro. I've scrimmed 100 Thieves, and it's been 2 forms. I'm literally getting 18-6'd. They're all peeking me and shitting on me. Or I start the game winning 8-0, and they just start running it down, trolling because they want to get out of the map. Did you see Asa's interview? He said his comps didn't really matter. I do understand the point that like comps don't fully dictate win or loss, but they do limit people and they don't enable playstyles. For example, Xander is a really, really good player in terms of his mechanics and his approach on the game. He's playing a Sage Astra comp on split. He cannot walk past the barrier at A because if he dies, the entire round is over. He cannot create any realistic pressure because he cannot die. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean when I'm talking about this stuff. It's like limitations. I believe that no duelist can win. I believe triple initiator can win. I've seen triple sentinel win. Comps, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, all they do is enable you and your players, but it comes to a point where you are evading like the meta, or you are making yourself work way harder than you need to. That's like the main point that I've been like trying to like push. They make themselves work so much harder than they need to. They can just play the simplest version of the game. They can play the MIBR crew comp. They can play the jet. They have the team to do it with ease. With ease they can. It would be so good. It would be so good. Yeah, they play flashless Haven. You know, it's like a lot of the decisions they've made are just like super questionable. Who am I rooting for? I don't have like a set. I don't have a set one. I'm just happy that it's entertaining. What happens if we win Ascension? We can't win Ascension. If you go to the standings, I'll show you. We can't win Ascension. If you go to the standings, we're not even on them. We're not even on the standings. We can't earn. They're not letting us earn points. Basically, this year is just gonna be us kind of like smurfing. I've explained it before. I should probably make a clip of it so everybody understands, but... And I'm not saying this in an egotistical fashion either. Obviously, no one will believe me when I say that, but, you know, it is what it is. The team that we're playing with right now is a VCT level team. The experience we have and the things we're capable of. Basically, we are supposed to be a VCT team or a VCT level team. And at the end of this year, we're supposed to kind of snuff out any type of conversation that there are people with like, there are better options than us in our respected positions or fields or roles, whatever it is. So, you know, it kind of comes down to this, where it's like, I would say that Scuba, Redux, and Nismo definitely have like a level up in terms of like me personally. I think I still have like a lot to prove, but you know, everybody knows that those guys can kind of like step up and play for a VCT team if they're the right fit. I don't know if anybody know. I don't know how many people know that I have the capability of doing that as well. But again, you know, it makes sense. Nismo went back-to-back Ascension final. Redux and Scuba on auction, both insane individuals. But unfortunately, like, Challengers isn't what it once was. That's the main thing that kind of like makes me a little bitter with the decision that I made. Is, you know, there's 4 teams who get paid a salary in this league, and teams don't even have staff. The people who run the league are really amateur, and they make a lot of like weird decisions. My second match this split, I had 10-hour notice. My third match this split, I had 30-hour notice. You know, it's not the same. last challengers, you're placed in a group. You knew who you were playing 5 weeks in advance, and you had time to prep. You know, you had time to make plans. You had time to make decisions. Everything is so on the fly, and the way it's looking is that, like, not fully, but the majority of things, it seems that organizations are like interested in are people that they can like mold. They're looking for little clay balls that they can just like mold. 18, 19, 20-year-old people who are just insane at shooting or are insane at SOBA. And then they teach them how to play the game, or they teach them a system. What up, Zerk? Do you think Energy have any chance to bring it back next stage? Are they tactically bad or just a mechanic gap? I think they definitely are behind in terms of firepower. It's not a diss to, you know, the team. It's just like a fact. I'm sitting here saying that as like a, you know, an outsider, like a commentator. So the other thing is that this little player and coach removal was a massive setback for them. It almost burned all the time that they had earlier on. It burned all the off-season progress they made. I think they lost confidence in themselves. But they have 5 mature, intelligent people on that team. Maybe 4. But no, 5. And they'll be all good. I think that they have the capability to really show out in the next split. I feel like VCL is now turning into a market and a franchise. Well, that's kind of like what it's supposed to be, and that's like the weird part about challengers is that like they stated before they don't want challengers to be a place where players stay. They want it to be a thing where you continue moving up if you're good enough, and if you're not, you stop. So that makes it like really weird for organizations. In my opinion, you kind of have like 2 approaches if you have a challengers team. Approach number 1 is your most basic one. So you have a team with 5 good players, and your goal is to make the LAN and qualify. That's number 1. Number 2 is you might not have the capability. And Nick, thank you for 53 months. I love you, man. Good job, by the way. You know, I know that I'm not the first person to fucking tell you that, obviously, but I'm happy for you boys. Keep it up, bro. And number 2 would be you don't have a full-fledged team that can go the distance, but maybe you have 2, 3, 4 individuals that are, you know, like talented and have like a lot of potential, and you can kind of market them and sell them and potentially get your money back when they get bought out or like whatever it is. But Wager, 100%. AK Knights, yeah, exactly, makes it. And you know, it doesn't always have to be about, you know, somebody being like, you know, 16 years old. How old is Vora? I think Vora's like can also be like put in that. I don't think it even matters what happens to TSM from here on out. I think that guy has made enough noise around his name that people have noticed, and I think that Vora is probably going to get some tryouts next year. But I'd be really interested to see I'd be really interested to see the type of post that like an org like Shopify makes if they don't win this year, you know? First of all, they've never even had a team go to the LAN. And second of all, it'll be their 3rd year of full investment of staff, players, boot camp, housing that they don't win. And I love that org so much, and I only want good things to happen to them. And I know that if that org pulls out or they stop, then you know it's over. What happened to your match breakdown videos? I miss them. Watch them so much. They're genuinely so good. I'm still posting them. It just hasn't been as frequent, to be honest. I've just been wrapped up in like stuff with my own team. For the last 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. For the last like 6 months, I've been doing a crazy amount of Valorant coaching as well. So it kind of just like took a backseat. Map score prediction, go. Well, I have 100 Thieves winning 2-1 is the thing that I like said today. But if we're talking this map, I'll probably check G2 winning 13-8. Nah, I seen that right now. That was tough. Where do you think Challengers is going to be in 2028? It probably won't exist. If this year isn't the last year for Challengers, probably next year will be. There's no point in keeping this going. There's literally no point. Does anyone know when Challengers League of Legends came out? I don't follow that shit ass game. It's like that, chat? Jesus, bro. Yeah. And again, like, Leo Faria has already expressed that he doesn't want Challengers to be a place where people can just, like, exist. Yeah, I know I'm muted. I'm now muted, boys. I'm back. Who do I got? I had 100 Thieves winning this. So people are going to get picked up from ranked. I mean, I don't know how far they're going to extend this Premier thing, but it looks like that's the avenue that they're like looking to do. They want, yeah, I guess they want everything in their control. When they do Challengers and like all these other tournaments, other people are hosting them. We've already seen multiple regions where Challengers has scammed people and not even paid out money. Like, it's a real thing. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like Matt knew he would whiff, by the way. Matt just wide swung so wide, like a poppin swing with an up.
It's not called that, it's a Verdi swing.
Who does that? Cryo does. Had it on Sage last game, not the op, but he's been playing out of his mind here for this series, topping the charts for the 100 Thieves side.
And this is a G2 timeout. The first one being used on this map. Still one left for each team. But you are starting to press that button. You're starting to feel here that you're
Gonna do prediction a half deal.
of this map.
Which is game at open tournaments, not franchise. I mean, that's when it was at its peak. That's when everybody was competing. It was fun. It was so competitive. Like, he had a reason to play.
Any type of attempts that G2 is trying to
Now
make
it's
towards
just
the A site. From
not that at
entries to
all.
post plant, all being won by 100 Thieves on this A site.
All right, a deep breath for the side of G2 here as they have been watching 100 Thieves.
It's not unlikely.
Rocket rounds through and through here on Pearl. Kill rounds or post-plant defuses. It has not mattered. 4 in a row now for the Thieves. And pretty much since this off's been online to control one side of the map. But they lose a bit of A this time. The G2 push 100 Thieves back from that initial defense towards A, but not that C push. Still wants the drone. Practice and aim. Oh my gosh. Trading prowlers.
Ruined
but
dagger?
not space just yet.
Jesus, EU is trying to aura farm.
TP already comes out now for Cryo to meet up with the rest of the team towards the A site. Definitely not heard here.
He saw the tip of the gun.
Dunzo.
Oh, the muzzle of Valen's weapon just peeking out beside the wall.
Is that what it's called?
And EU tries to take that fight. He's been playing so far back in spawn. That's the first time we've seen him go under that. And try and force it.
Valen was able to drop that smoke just before he falls. Allows G2 to sneak through. But now forcing rotates once again and Cryo solo towards the A side.
This guy is not real, bro. The spot he's in.
Control this area.
God.
So you kind of will just keep
Like,
them pinned
what
towards
is
the A
this
site.
spot?
The ult is to try
And
to
he's
fake
gonna
here,
get
force
detained
the B
walking
side.
up with his pistol. He's not even gonna play like the spot he could be.
They stall. I mean, Xander was in his astral form, so he didn't really have to rotate too much. They do see the hit coming into A, so Fade along with the salvos. That's going to be Trent taking a shot to the shoulder. Xander is always there on the crossfire.
ChatGPT bot needs to be
They source out a few in the site, make it 2v2.
put down.
Leaf makes it a 1v2 for Boostio here on the rotation, and Leaf again is pushed forward, and they stop
Big
the
timeout,
bleeding
bro.
and pick up another round on the side of G2.
And look at the map manipulation from G2. How did they win that round? All of 100 Thieves dying back towards the spawn with the exception of Cryo. That fake that was thrown by Leaf towards that B side was so good.
Eat that neuro gum, boys. Lock back in.
And for G2 to stay alert, to jiggle back into main, expecting somebody to push up and gain that space and control that space towards main.
So we're gonna see that neuro Optima on the big stage, bro.
G2 at a man disadvantage.
I think it's a great point you make with Leaf throwing the ult on B, but still being able to get to A to help. The pacing, the timing, G2 know.
You ever consider becoming a coach? Yeah.
Can help. Crazy to see him get
When I'm done
and then get the 2 to end the round.
playing at
With
some
that
point,
trophy,
that's
now 100
the
Thieves' economy is
that's the
broken.
thing that I'm
Still
going
rifle
to
in the hands
explore.
of EU. Far away from the fight as G2 is executing towards B. It's an open site for them to plant and
They
take.
scream on through here. Already held back. Jogamo.
What is the Call of
on that
Duty
back
buff? What are you
alley
guys
elbow
talking about, bro?
area. And this is going to be a tough retake here. Maybe a few shots can go through, but G2 look to clean this up and bring it to 6-5.
Oscar's just waiting the whole time and finally
100% he can, Andy.
Yeah.
John is the original fragger, bro.
They're actually going into spawn.
100
G2
Thieves
are
winning
now
lands.
encroaching
Oh.
fully into the spawn side of 100 Thieves to end this round. Leaf with the first one, and now the dominoes start to fall here as G2 clean it up. They swarm 100 Thieves, and we have a 6-5.
And committed into the Cosmic Divide to flood back in the site for 100 Thieves.
LA Thieves won major.
This time around, but at least it's not
Nobody
too
gives
bad.
a
I
shit
like
about that, bro.
They commit that into their lower buy because in even gun
Motherfuckers,
scenarios,
bro.
it has been
I don't even. Don't get me started on Call of Duty, bro.
You haven't made it. What is he doing?
Don't
not
get me
needing
started
big
on Call of
util to
Duty,
flood
bro.
back in fight.
Motherfuckers be playing
Now,
video
off for
games
off.
where you can play on a controller,
Yeah,
talking
but
about
for the side
major
of Austin, though, when
championship.
he got picked off
Please, bro.
just on the attempt of a retake before, and Cryo still has his.
Motherfuckers are playing on a controller with aim assist, bro. There is no skill.
Recall swing.
I could go pro in that game
think?
instantly.
I was waiting for it there. And nobody really wants to be the one to give up the first blood at this point to end the first half. I mean, EU already has a low buy on this, so he'll be the one to at least jump and see what he can be as a human sentry with this thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure it's like entertaining and there's like grown-ass men talking shit and stuff, but you cannot sit here and tell me that Call of Duty is competitive, bro.
G2, they definitely
There's
wanna
no skill to
make
that
some
game.
noise here and start activating Leaf so he can slowly inch up with this off towards
Genuinely, what is a skill you have to learn on Call of Duty? Learning the maps, fucking
Leaf
Yeah.
wants to let himself get
slide
hit by that
canceling.
too.
Is that where that came
So
from?
that should be a tell for 100 Thieves that it is still the op posted up on that side, especially now with this flash.
So much util being used for the ground that really no one's actually.
Well, Rocket
holding
League is a
just
different type of
yet.
game.
Asuna is on the side though. The relay bolt hits him. Really nice utility used to escape on this one, and Cryo just misses the shot low onto the side of Trent and Leaf.
Talon, welcome, bro. Who are we rooting for? I said that I'm indifferent. I'm not rooting for anyone right now. I'm just happy that it's competitive. But I did predict like 100 Thieves to win. 2-1.
The plant goes down, but that's not really going to be used for the retake here.
Right, that's my point. It's not an FPS, yeah. It's not like a
Xander
shooter.
using a few more of those marks still, however, as they last a little longer. And that's going to be the push through. Trent actually makes a very aggressive decision without any help through that smoke.
The lurk.
Oh, right to the cheeks of Boostio. He goes down. This is going to be
No.
Xander, though.
I said that I thought 100 Thieves would win this match 2-1, but someone asked for like an actual score prediction of this map, and then I said G2 13-8 based off of the gameplay that I was like seeing. That's the adjustment. That's the thing that I was making.
One half to decide now who will move to Toronto, or who will continue for the chance to move to Toronto, and who will get eliminated here. But how many times
100 Thieves had the best possible approach to the map. They won 2 pistols and they won 2 bonuses, and what that translates to is 8 rounds. So that means they won 8 rounds on those initial points of the game, and all they needed to do was win 5 gun rounds to win the game, and they could barely do that. You talking about me, Reno? Jesus Christ, bro. You need help, bro. I play the second hardest esport in the world, bro. Okay, hold on. FPS wise. Chill. FPS wise. Counter-Strike. 100%. I think the hardest esport all time, probably Dota. I played Counter-Strike before this. It's been good, Chris. How about you, man? Welcome, Zoo. Let's go, bro. Who do you think is favored going into the half? G2. React, what up, man? You ever do something big in CS? Nah, I just hit like a ranked 10 and face it, and I like just like pugged at like a high level.
We're getting right back into it. Hope you didn't go
Me playing Counter-Strike was basically like the equivalent of like hitting Radiant and not playing anymore.
The final map in this best
I didn't like spend any time like competing.
And an elimination game
I played with one
of
ESEA
the
team
2
with
teams.
people I knew in
Whoever
real
wins
life,
moves on to face Evil Geniuses
and
after their win over Crew
then
today,
Valorant
but it
came
is
out and we
about
quit
these
to go
next
play
7
that.
rounds that one of the teams can grab here on to Pearl.
And looking at the recent history of this map for both teams, G2.
It's all good. Chat,
this map against
you're gonna have to do something for.
We've had halves that went 6-6 for all of their games. C9, MIBR.
What's your opinion of 2G? Because they won Ascension for nothing. Yeah, I mean 2G are a perfect example of like how important like playing into the meta is. 2G wouldn't have even made it to the tournament without Neon, and then they won the tournament with Neon. It was one of the biggest gimmick wins I've ever seen in my entire life.
And they have a lurk on this play too. Beautifully done. Okay, they read that. They all push through. Never
But
mind.
I think 2G,
I don't think
they're going to do anything this year, but next year I think it could be different. When that kid turns 18, they kick all the substitutes and the random fills they have, and they actually build a team. It could be good.
As they buy a little bit more time. So quick 40 seconds in, they plant the spike on A.
What was more toxic,
And now they reset.
a Radiant
Everybody
lobby
leaves.
or a level 10
Set up
face
the
it?
post play. You
Definitely a
still have
Radiant
that
lobby.
lurk too coming in from Xander.
T-Dot, can you save G2? What role?
Leaf.
What
Pushing
role would I
forward.
play
I
on
think they just
G2?
saw
I don't think it
front,
would
so they
be
know that G2's
wise
already
for them
trying
to
make
cut
a
their
slight
IGL.
attempt to get back
I
into
guess I could
sight.
be a
Little
coach for
bit
them.
Of a smoke maze to get through as they caterpillar their way
Oh,
into sight and 100
Team
Thieves
Ace. Do you think M80 could have won if they tried Koala and
Everybody
Neon?
getting a frag on that one.
Maybe. I think it would. I think they would have had a better chance, but.
And the story continues on 100 Thieves dominating the A site control. We were just mentioning before starting this map that G2
Can the Inheritors
some sort of weakness towards B when they had some success towards that side.
Whatever.
But A is the name of the team.
Chicken jockey.
The story.
Him needs to be ejected into outer space. That's pretty fucked up.
So far.
Fucking beta.
Fucking baited.
Sorry, Chad. I should have kept talking.
Still waiting.
That was a hot. All right. We move through 100 Thieves flying down towards C here just to kind of abruptly say we're here. But G2 isn't going to hear any of that. It's going to be an orb grab. It's going to be a retreat. And they should.
I cannot dream.
They are still trying to bring Asuna back to clear. On the pistol round, he was going all around the map.
Gotta go.
Now if he goes towards R, that's 3 people raiding. It has to be
You
clear.
ever consider becoming a caster? Yeah. I have. I don't know really what my
There's an art show
you know,
coming up
5+
here
year
in the
picture
second
looks
round.
like.
That's Phantom picked up by Lee.
But
Cryo.
I'm interested in coaching. I'm
Cryo
interested
hits
in
one, Cryo hits
doing
two,
broadcast
but they are trying
stuff.
to
I'm
pressure
interested in
to
creating
get the start
content.
down, and it's gonna be Valen taking out another one. A 2v1 out of this situation, but Boostio is there to shut it all down. That got a little sketchy for a moment, but 100 Thieves adapt.
Any advice for someone who feels like they plateaued? That sounds like to me that you're in a comfort zone and you've never explored out of it. So do shit that you don't normally do. If you talk a lot, stop talking. If you don't talk, start talking. If you only play one role, play other roles.
Salvage the weapon back in your favor and just stuff the last remaining players from G2.
100% I would, Arlo.
To work with towards the art. Salvaging around, winning the anti-eco, now going into the bonus. That's very healthy. 3 rifles on the side of the 100 Thieves. Asuna already moving forward towards control of the A site, and it's given up by G2 side.
How good of a coach Dapper. His player experience is like translated like really well. To like explain things like really good. Has good ideas. Has like a good read on the game.
So you're just trying to
Hello,
leverage
Mike.
this player to jump spot for information. Now it's being used. 112 on the clock spots, nobody towards middle. And that gives the upper hand now for 100 Thieves to start working around that map. You enforced out the drone for the second. Within 10 seconds, both utils been used.
And Sandra's been keeping his stars, placing them kind of as battle stars over towards C, to B, dismisses, now places towards A so the team can activate. So they're trying to throw a bunch of misdirection, and there's one
he has
that works.
before.
Austin has got the side of lead.
He's yelled, I've yelled.
Into sight here. Cryo with the spam,
Nice,
with the
really
eyes.
good
The
combo.
haunt comes up huge on the entry into the site. And
What the fuck's been
Valen
happening
only
with
able to
G2?
answer back for now,
Well, this
as
is
the
just,
rotation comes in very fast. This hit from Xander on the left
I would say
side
that
lets
this
them
is
know
a
everyone from
byproduct
G2
of like
is
feeling the
rotated.
pressure a little bit. I think that this big target has been painted on their back. This team is big, bad, and unbeatable. And I
That's
think
the
that
thing, though. Do they know
they
where
might
1-by-1
have started
is
to
right
believe
now
that
with the
themselves a little
movement
bit.
of 100 Thieves on this one?
So
So
now
much
that
credit
they,
to how they played the back and forth
now
here.
that Sentinels drew
Very
blood,
G2-esque, actually.
people are
The
starting
tenz
to like
really
wake up like a
menacing on
little
this
bit,
round,
and
they
they're
can't
like,
figure
wait,
out where
they're
100
just
Thieves
human.
is popping out of the woodwork.
We just talked about the haunt and the.
And that's what I told you guys last night at the end of my watch party.
Both initiators for G2
I told you.
The only thing that they
You
saw
did
was
not want to
one
be
posted up
G2
BU
playing
towards
100
four of
Thieves
the
today.
boxes, and that
I told
window
you,
of
bro.
opportunity is utilized by the ult of Cryo. Asuna
100
announced
Thieves
they'll
are
be
literally
on
the
that.
thugs
And because the information was not gathered by G2
at
you
the
can't
in the
really
alley,
know.
and
You
you're
can't really
walking
know.
home, bro.
You're still playing. I
Like-
think it was a 2-1-2.
They're sitting there waiting for you.
On the extremities of the site, you find the weaknesses across here into the A site. and
They
you
definitely could
punch
be French.
right towards the art, and it opens up
They
everything
definitely
to
could
allow
be.
100 Thieves
No,
to
it's not
get
even
a
like the
bonus
players, Crisp. It's just like the
against G2.
the psychology like of it.
Economy's back in shambles, and
G2, they aren't standing up and yelling and like talking shit and like farting into the mic, like trolling online. Like
somebody's gotta
they're literally
shut
just
that
like
off as well.
chilling. Like they're just like
Yeah,
taking
that
it easy.
haunt
They're
had too
composed.
much
Like
time and huge return on investment. He's feeling it. Despair. We're seeing the duality of man change back and forth between Josh RT and Zix.
Valen's
Who's winning and who's losing the round. And right now, Zix is feeling the power
got a
that
Vandal.
his team's bringing to the table. Mid covered here by Boostio, as he's going to hear this and have to call it to the team. There is a big
What the
rush coming from
fuck
the right
is
side of the
happening?
map. He knows he can't get out of this, and he's going to have to play for his life and play for some damage. One. Almost a second.
All right,
one,
at least
but
he got the
swing
trade.
and squat coming in is enough.
I was gonna say Val's like 7 and like 12 with a Vandal.
Leaf is playing soft side on B, so he could activate both of the Razer Thorns and slow down the pacing from 100 Thieves and kind of keep them pinned inside the site. So slowly but surely, you're seeing the pincer maneuver coming in from all angles. You need to find the right timing now for G2 or for 100 Thieves to just flip somewhere across the map. Boosty already found the information on flankers, so they could fight back towards the spawn.
They feel like going a little bit closer is what's going to give them the info they want. Well, they know where Trent is, and he's using
Now with
alone,
another
so
kill.
we actually see them peeling off to go back to site to find out where the rest of the G2 members are. And it's a tell. Xander knows he's killed the flank, and 100 Thieves can now lock down on the priority target. Jonah P, 2 shots left in the Sheriff, and he just needs 1. Xander's got the Vandal ready.
Please.
And caught stuck. That's the shot he needed. Nicely done by Xander, always having the stars ready, even in the battle moments, to clutch the round.
3 flankers coming out from G2 at the front of the site, and only 1 player flanking towards the end.
Boostio, bro.
And Trent needed to win that fight on the 1v1 against Xander. You saw what happened towards the end. He stays alive, plays both stars. It would have been a different story because Jonah P let in some beautiful shots at the very beginning on the lower buy that you had for G2. And now 100 Thieves have reached double digits. G2 playing from behind. G2 potentially about to get eliminated in this series.
Operator for Jogamo. These are the moments for 100 Thieves we talked about before. The first 3 rounds of a half, the first 4 rounds. For some reason, the 5th is when G2
Boostio actually looks like this right now.
No,
keep this image in your mind.
They want to take this 5th
Boostio actually looks like this right now. I can't even lie.
Smokes forward. We can see the
Like,
stars are laid down by Xander,
not like
so they can
old and
progress
like
through the
decrepit,
site.
but like the
wall
way
goes
his
up,
hair
and 100
looks.
Thieves do not look like they want to stop
Like
the pace
look
of
at the
this
way
round.
his hair
Trent
looks
gives up
after
the
this
space.
round.
Spam
Oh
goes
my
through,
God, he
insta-headshot from
insta-killed
Trent.
him.
They delay the spike. They have to figure out what the back of the site looks like before they continue and try this again. They're already
Nah, Boosty
leaving.
needs to fix that shit.
Oh, and it's a cosmic divide on the defense. Yet a drone spots Boostio.
That could be huge.
It doesn't
Oh
matter
my God.
anymore. He gets the pick.
Big
But
kill.
with the cosmic divide,
Buys time
everybody's
for the
rotating
runaway.
early back from 100 Thieves, and it was never hurt by G2. This is now an open plant, and now you have inserted players on late lurks. EU might be the backstab that will
my God.
kill G2.
Look at
They're
Dan.
checking the site. They know they have a bit of time. Oh, there it is. EU gets Leaf, and now they have to worry about where
Oh
that
my
lurker's
God,
going to
chat.
be. 11th
Oh my
round
God.
for 100 Thieves on the horizon here, but you have Trent and Valen, 2 huge clutch potentials on the side of G2. The spams come through. They're just trying to create chaos on 100 Thieves when they need structure.
Big
They
ult
have this
invest.
round without spamming
They're
into
both
smoke.
deaf
Why
now.
do
They
it?
can full run.
A huge hit. That is it. The haunt catches. They get the marks. Ostenophiles the last
Look at
2
Boostio.
away,
Look at him.
and that's
Does he not
another
look like
round
that?
for
Look at his
100 Thieves.
EU now
Look at his
in
hair,
flow
bro.
state
Come on.
in this third
Stop.
map.
Look at
Util.
that.
He's 10-10-10. He's perfect.
The triple-double.
There's got to be another angle of it or
anchoring
something.
from the
Look
back
at
of
this,
the
bro.
A
It's
side on the
exactly
defense.
the
Util now in
same.
the
It's
post flank.
exactly the
Boostio's in
same.
now.
Stringing out 5 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves, forcing the last time out of G2.
The fact that Boostio could get a kill there and was seen by the drone delays that rotation from G2 that much more. And like you said, the wall, not knowing the rotation, G2 almost played again. So they can play together, get themselves back in. They are 2 rounds away from being eliminated.
And it goes back now to the veto. Haven was let through. G2 wins it, and you think, okay, well, Split and Pearl, they have not been successful maps. 400 Thieves. But they've mentioned now the interview, this conversation that Zix had with Liz, worked around the clock.
Bro, you guys are
building up a game plan
crazy
to
about
play
the
against
hat
G2.
shit, bro. I can't lie.
G2 who has been
You guys are
unstoppable
crazy about
this
the
whole
hat
split.
shit in this stream.
Coming back with a vengeance
Okay, to be
from
fair, you
Bangkok
guys like
and being
usually
flawless
aren't,
in
but
the
sometimes
run.
people are so crazy.
Now potentially
I swear to
faltering
God,
2
people think I'm
games in a
like
row
bald or something.
to get
Like,
eliminated in the lower brackets.
I have a
by 2
full
other
head of
favorites.
hair, bro.
Sentinels,
I have a full
and
head
now
of hair, bro.
potentially 100 Thieves.
I just don't really know
Crazy what
like
they've been able-
how
have
to
been
style it
able
or
to
like
do.
what to do with
Zix
it.
saying it was pretty much overnight
What?
and how proud he is of the team for being able to do
And bro,
that.
I just
You gotta
put a hat
wonder
on just
now
so I
what
can like
that next
manage
level
it
of
nice
100
and
Thieves looks
easy.
like. it's hard to understand.
And it's the most crucial round for G2. You need to convert. They've done it.
You know, it makes my like headset nice
the
and comfy. It's not like pressing the glasses against my head and shit.
Overtime if they lose this round. But they definitely do want to get the thrifty as they've done before. Stacking towards the right spot.
This is the admin of Rankle. What's the best way to have you try out a new feature against chat? Probably just linking it in Discord, joining my Discord.
To get into the site. They played this yesterday, trying to get the comeback, trying to get the round, that gap closed, and they are going to be able to thrifty one more round in their favor, but there's a long way to go.
Get a low taper fade.
Although it's later in the second half, G2 in a similar scenario as they did against Sentinels yesterday. Sentinels winning a pistol round and G2 forced into a thrifty buy. And they string so
the
many
G2
rounds
Stinger,
in a row
rivaling the Cloud9 Stinger.
Push it into overtime and just falter in at the last second. And now they have some room to breathe once again, breaking the econ somehow of 100 Thieves. It was 5 rounds in a row won by 100 Thieves on the second half. And somehow, there's only a rifle in the hands of EU in round number 19.
Reno, bro. You're so drunk.
Ooh, tempting that first arc play.
W Max.
Up here. He's
Welcome to the chat, man.
Steel Gardens up. G2 has a lot of ways to play this one.
Wait a minute, bro.
To the last moment,
surely
right
this isn't gonna go like that.
A mark on round 19.
Surely.
Spike's down here, so you know they're just looking for the fight.
Oh, he could dive on him. He's stunned, but Fade has his back. Yep.
Stun for Valen means nothing, but EU does get that trade. Leaf's already there on the back to help his teammate out here, and it looks good for G2 to take a breath and figure out how to instantly close this round out if the spike does get planted.
And thankfully they're finding all of this here in a lower buy for 100 Thieves.
Yep.
They know now that Leaf's utility is being set up towards the B site, that they're playing a buddy system. The op also is identified with Joggimo pushing up here with Trent.
Only Ochis know about watering the grass, 100%.
And then once you hold up that spot with the op, you see Trent moving back. They're keeping a buddy system of a 2-2 right in the middle area so they could trade out against an aggression potentially from 100 Thieves. So in the later rounds when 100 Thieves have weapons
I can't stop drinking
with,
Dr. Pepper, trust me, brother. I've been feeling that way for about 10 years now.
They're probably going to start baiting this wall out towards the B site. Just to thin out the
yeah,
defense
man,
on the side
it
of
looks
G2.
fire. That hockey jersey is so tough.
Just waiting for him to take down Cryo.
I've had like 1 or 2 of them before, but...
Ooh. Those Josh RT timeouts are pretty pivotal. Resetting the team, slowing down 100 Thieves, but this is exactly, like you said, how it happened. They paused at 11. Then it crept over to 12. It took a few more rounds, and then it was solidified. G2 were just in this spot yesterday. They have to know what to do. We get to round 20 now. The operator is out for Joggimo still. We'll see if G2 can creep back with 3 more to continue this pressure.
This might be a fast tempo. Boostio will put this turret up on middle. And while the rest of them are taking the A site control, Boostio is going to meet up with the rest to try to get this lockdown if possible. Already though, counter util coming out from G2 to push them back and not allow the lockdown to be picked up yet. But if it does, that could be.
Oh my god, they might die fighting for this orb, yo. That one is so bad. They still got it.
3 cut audio and stay, or yeah, 3 cut audio and stay though. That drone is just going to be a footstep until it leaves.
Calls for a rifle to spam it so we can walk up with his op.
Towards mid to try and reactivate. Wait. Yeah, that was Boostio running.
Now they're going to go back through art and split the site.
Everybody a little activated with this lockdown.
Oh shit, bro.
But the drone already spotted towards middle. They know the split's coming towards the A site.
Look at Jaw, bro. Oh my god. Actual ball sack of iron, bro.
Obviously, he's going to catch someone off guard there. That's exactly the type of plays that G2 needs
standing
right now.
in the wide open
with
1 second left.
The members of 100 Thieves
getting a kill and TPing out.
From Jonah P's Nightfall.
How early is Valen going to go on the weak side, though?
He can't look away. He cannot double take this.
Not hit by...
Oh,
wait, was that a visual bug?
Never have I seen timing like that.
Was that a visual bug? What just happened?
The pressure him, they jump into his face. Again,
save. Be normal. Stop. Actually, you're close to your ult. Fuck it.
In those situations, and G2 get another round. You don't need to be jumping around corners like that when you know what's happening. I gotta say it, but G2, they are playing structured. They're feeling good, and they are making the plays that matter here.
G2 choked the comeback yesterday.
On the side of G2
Today,
so they'll have him get that diffuse.
today might not be the same.
Get the rotate on the Armageddon as soon as possible.
Boost you that hair, boy.
Having EU coming back towards the top middle and breaking that.
No, there was no indicator on his screen, yo. I'm telling you.
That Boosie was trying to do there.
I'm telling you, that's a bug.
I thought he was going to try to sell some sort of fake with the ult, and then you try to push back towards middle instead. But now it seems that they committed themselves to split towards the A side, and Jongimo's been good. That's the second time that he waits for the last second on any type of util to get the up kill and escape.
Speed? Going fast.
Almost caught him.
Haunts go out, so they get the haunt out for now at least. Get a smoke out. They're in and out for the orb.
Yeah, just been maxing for now. You already see here on the side of the B side, Xander is watching for a push on that end. So you'll probably try to do a recall, swing out.
Nah, I'd be doing that shit. Makes it, come on. I'd be dodging flashes. I'd be ducking in real life. I'd be weaving in this chair sometimes, bruh.
They still have 2 powers on the side of EU here to try to find where defenders could be on the side of G2 side. But again, this is just a lower buy that you have for 100 Thieves. Around where you're just trying to find if you're playing passive or a little bit more aggressive here for G2 in the later rounds, and maybe try to punish that when you have weapons to work with.
You know that op is ringing out now. They push him off the line so he cannot have such an easy shot. And they're starting 100 Thieves to encroach towards this site. Leaf doesn't even miss a shot on the jumping.
We got all types of coaching in the Discord, ! Discord. Make sure you guys join up, check it out.
Waiting. Everybody trying to get the right play in here. Oh, just turning the corner. Cryo gets that.
Oh my
shot.
God, the sandwich.
From
Leaf.
earlier, but Leaf is still doing work. A
2v3
to his name and a possible ace on the board here. Very healthy up top. Actually hasn't taken any damage as they find one more.
He's gonna
Cryo
ult.
underneath with a 3 of his own. A double ace on the board as Trent steals that away for one side.
What the fuck are you
Trent's
thinking,
gonna
boy?
get the last 2. A little bit of a full house. Leaf over Trent's. They're going to get that defuse for the initiator, Tejo, as well. As the 10th round now comes up here for G2.
GT's laughing, bro.
Be the fake comeback.
Oh, no, they're laughing.
Rounds, but that at least 400
You don't want to see
to
that.
make very
Boost you, no
close
more jumping, bro.
and
Come on.
almost even convert that in their favor is looking dangerous. Again, these moments for G2 when you're getting closer and closer towards the tail end of this map. They've always let it
My boy
slip.
Trent, bro, that's my fucking teammate right there, man. That's
Side
my
of
old
G2.
teammate, bro. The
You're
homie.
seeing similar scenarios this time around against 100 Thieves, and at least what I like from that 2v2 towards the end is when Cryo was able to insert himself towards the spawn and get that kill onto Jonah P rotating. At least the last 2 players flipped the map. Push back with the stun here that Trent
He actually has Rocket
onto
Man,
the
bro. I'll
platter.
give
I
it
think
to
that
him.
was EU.
100 Thieves timeout. Listen, boys. 2 rounds left.
EU now has a
Cryo
available going into
probably
the next
just
round.
say
So you're calling out this timeout. You're trying to
I
put
just
something
lit
up
my
for
pubes
6
on fire.
and for the
Holy
Thieves.
shit, bro.
There's just such good ults for them to get information.
You tell me
to
everything
play
he knows?
both fronts
Nah.
as well, from the dimensional drift from Cryo
I would like
and
to.
from
I would
EU.
like to think that I started it a little
great
bit.
point
But
too, because even in 2 rounds, it's got to be some pretty spectacular things to get G2's ults very much online. They have the Armageddon, so you're right. If 100 Thieves can figure out a way to use these, they have the upper hand. Just looking at what everybody's bringing to the table here for these final rounds. The buys are there. Jog keeps the operator. The money obviously in favor of G2 here as we head into round 22. 4 in a row now for G2.
You just saw us going to this map here, and there's a lot
Cryo
of
saved his ult. He does have combo with EU. They might have Exodia
Maybe the plan now for G2
somewhere.
is to play the retake. You're seeing that it's a weak side towards B. They're putting the op from Jogimo on that side first, putting a heavy lean towards the A site. And then you could use the Armageddon for the retake if they falter and give up the B side. But for now, 100 Thieves are splitting towards A, and the wall is late. It's actually deep into the site to try to split the push. Behind Cryo's ult.
Standard.
They're going right in. He's going to be able to plant on those vines, no problem.
He's
but
dead.
he can't leave the vines. The Armageddon's coming through. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he does, just on the side. A little bit of damage is done, but G2 is able to come in huge. Trent gets another salvo kill on the week, we should say, as Asuna answers back. They can breathe a moment, reset, and calm what's next.
Oh my god.
There's no util for G2 to find information through these smokes, though. They have to be now timing for the retake.
Nobody can be in those hot spam spots. Get yourself behind a wall and try to hide.
Bro,
Valen quickly
literally-
swinging out of the smokes, able to get one.
literally
The
a
battle star
step
for a
out of
smoke
that
and a
stun.
defuse to come up on both sides. As he now puts up the A main one. Early spam from Boostio is retaliated by Jogamo, and it's not going to be enough. This is a tie game now for G2 versus 100 Thieves.
And all of that util coming from the timeout.
Why is EU planning with
So
ult,
rare do we
and
see
why
balls
is
being placed
Boostio
down towards
jumping?
the staircase of the arch.
Stop jumping.
Razer finds to combine.
stop touching
The
that
trap
goddamn
play was
monitor.
also set. So Trent, his position towards the A site.
No, bro.
It's not only to allow him to use his Armageddon to retake
bro.
towards B.
You
if the
could have
read wasn't
lived.
correct, but you just saw what happened.
You could have
within that
lived,
site.
but it was like
With
so
100 Thieves
like
trying to go
hard
the
to
flank.
see what was like on
A
the
huge
ground.
trap play off the Armageddon, and Salvos towards the right side to completely take cover of the A site and not give a chance for 100 Thieves to position themselves. To cross
11,
fire setup, to
11.
play the post flank.
They're calling
And
it
now
the new
tied
G2
11 to
curse.
11. The economy is broken back.
If
on
they
the side of
lose
100
this
Thieves
round,
and
they lose the
G2.
game. I'll tell you that right now.
Arsenal on back in hand, still
If
in
they
hand
lose
of
their,
Doggo.
if they lose this round, the
And they
game
have
is over.
everything covered up for now.
G2.
They've moved that op over towards A, trying to give 100 Thieves just a little bit different of a look. So they have to figure out what they want to do next. They've been expecting this op at C, pushed up at C, etc., etc. But it's a little bit of a switch here that G2 have made very late in the game. Good coverage toward mid, but now they know they can work this with that Prowler
They
expired.
actually played for the tie, by the way. I just
They're given the
realized.
space by Jonah P, but gaining the
Singers.
space, I don't know if it gives them that much. They're still just falling into the hands
We
of
should drink
G2
too
at
much
this
Red Bull.
point.
Nah, bro.
The thing is,
Was
you
just
might
on that
nightfall
whiskey,
back
boy.
into sight. When it did that last time, it smothered a lot of sounds here to allow potentially
gonna buy
Asuna
so
to
much
get
time,
the
that
overdrive
tether.
value into the site.
Oh my god.
Asuna dash through.
Oh my god,
It
so
sees
many
prevents
scans,
them
but
from
no
getting
one
in right
shot at
away,
them.
so it did give G2
Jaw
an
is
extra
full
moment to
hiding
set up.
in A main. They might not even
I
know
like
he's
the push, though,
there,
from 100
bro.
Thieves.
He cloned.
That's a lot.
They double
Cosmic
ulted in a
Divide. Nightfall comes
3v4.
out. Alt for alt here as we're getting to the pressure point. The final portions
Oh
of
my
this
fucking
map.
god, bro.
And now tagged up, moving in. It has to be G2 hitting the right shots here. Cryo actually has a really good positioning as he gets himself around, but they're not going to leave it with a bit of a high load that they have on the other side. A Seize comes through as well. Too close as Jogamo. His shoulder peeks through, but Leaf's able to capitalize on 2 kills. Cryo has to do so much work here. He's going to delay, gives himself a gate crash to get a bit of a fake out here. A shot. Does he know the HP? He doesn't even care. It's a headshot. Cryo with the Guardian saves the day for 100 Thieves.
Cryo with the Red Bull clutch. About to break the dreams of G2 moving forward again in the lower brackets, 26 and 18.
We're throwing the retakes.
Staying calm under the pressure. When the wall came down in, G2 was looking so good for the retake. He gets the cleanest shots.
And this has to be a memory for G2. The score line they face once again, the same thing from yesterday. Is 100 Thieves could put a final nail in the coffin with this round. It couldn't even be possibly the 4v5. They have to do more right off the bat because G2's come back from just about everything.
They're moving so quick. There's still ults available for G2's side, though, to try to stall this one more time, trying to push this into overtime.
They're not going here, are they? Are they going to tap the bomb and run away? Or are they actually going to hit this?
It's going to be a dimensional drift that nobody sees that for the moment. Oh, Trent! Jonah P are going to activate on both Boostio and Asuna. Not looking good for 100 Thieves. Jogamo is ready to activate from the back of the side as Valen gets 2. And this is looking like an overtime Pearl matchup.
They
as
literally
Xander is left versus
just
5.
And they already knew
rushed
that he was towards
instantly
middle.
to
The wall
A
was activated there. Leap's
and
watching
died.
for that push, but the spike is out in the open. Cole gets the first pick that went to Trent before he gets jammed and forced to fall back. But this is looking grim here for for 100 Thieves rather. G2 will definitely be able to push this into overtime unless Xander pulls out the M80 Challenger Xander that we know he could do.
No, right? It's just there's too many. There's too
Someone
many.
said 10
Almost had a
gifted in
chance
the
there.
fucking...
At least already on the lurk.
And now
in
they
the
hide
fucking
from it. They're
theater.
like, you know what? Let's not. Okay, gets the spam through. That's the shot
The
they
fucking crowd.
needed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all tied up on our 3rd map now. G2 have done it to make the comeback happen.
They actually just rushed A instantly. Holy shit.
Pressure is on now. I'd like to say for the side of G2.
Dude,
This
Trent is
once
so
again deja
good.
vu. playing overtime on this map. And if they have that PTSD, they probably have to keep somebody anchored up towards this B side. Once they play the defensive
Here we
end,
go.
but at least
Cryo
they
has a
start
defending
on the attack.
operator
They
here.
wanna fight as a group.
They're going to deny A main,
Cannon off.
but the
And then
boys are
Cryo
going
to
B.
try to hold up towards
They
B.
are saying that there's a man with a
It's a
yellow
perfect way to
jacket on
start.
B. We're going to go B.
The OT.
That might be the
wins
call.
100 Thieves
Oh my God,
last
bad
time,
dart.
but this is completely different. Cryo misses and actually turns before he activates the gate crash. It's enough time for him to go down to the hands of G2, and now they have
my
to
God.
reset themselves. to
Xander
have
insta
a
re-aggro
good
play.
defense.
Saw what,
There's a
2
full
there?
Oh, no.
G2 squad. They're
Xander's
following
gonna
left
fall
and
3v2.
right in 1v1s.
A 4v5, they had to try to make a play to find information,
what?
and both of them on
How is
each
this not my
extremity get
reset?
punished. On an overextension, unfortunate miss from Cryo, shooting between two players on a double swing. And we go back to the game plan of G2, trying to find the KJU
3v5 situation here. This is still the strong side. They might not expect it. Recharge is online. We're gonna get ready to 3-2-1 this motherfucker. Is he not gonna tether? He's gonna dart instead. Someone's gotta break that. They break it. Boostio's not cleared. Wait. Boostio gets prowled. Tethered. He can't hear. Nothing. Nothing.
He's got enough coverage to keep it going. G2 get a flawless first overtime round. 13-12. Game point G2.
G2 able to claw back, and take the lead back in the series. I don't think any of these teams are hungry right now. This is intense. It comes down now to G2.
Trent chased his bitch ass down and killed him. Look at his handshake.
To be able to win the map of Pearl in overtime.
My.
To knock out 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves are trying to move in as a group. Gaining control.
Jaw does not have an op. He has a rifle. He's had enough looking through the telescope, bro. Look at the buddy. Oh my god, they're running through thorns. He just took 100 damage. He goes into the site, smoke Valen kills him 5v4. Dark gets a big skin onto Leaf, no counter spam. Boostio! Oh my god! Boostio! I need to see his POV, bro. Put your ult down, bro. We have a game on our fucking hands. Holy shit. Back it up. Restart it. New set of overtime. Oh my god.
That's twice now that Boostio in this BO3.
Keldon, bro. Oh my god.
To get a triple kill.
They had them. Second chance. Second chance here.
Flow state where it just becomes instinctual in that moment, and we saw it there. Coming through just a little bit for Boostio. Push onto A site here for 100 Thieves. They want the instant information, and they're going to have to be chasing G2 on this round because they're moving just as fast.
They know about him. He's missiled. He's in the wide open reveal, dead. Oh my god, he's got bro, he's got to have a sight star to play around, bro. This isn't 2010, bro. You have to have a sight star, bro. There's no lurker in mid. Leaf went with the pack this time. 3v5 B retake. Missiles pull online. It's over, bro. This round's over, bro. It's unwinnable. Wait a minute, Val doesn't have a pull. He's gonna fight first. They use missiles. 2-5. Now he re-wraps. Perfectly played. Flawless. Alright, bro. We've seen it once, bro. Can they close? Or is 100 Thieves getting another chance? Wait, Leafs are back on that pink crosshair, boy? Come on. No timeout. We're going in raw. We're going in fucking raw. 5 rifles on the map, not a single Phantom. Sorry, 1 Phantom on Valorant. Oh my, 2 Phantom on Austin as well. Oh shit. Xander Sentry turreted. Sitting on his box. Crowd's trying to bait out the util. Oh, they had to check. They had to make sure they couldn't go down to a fake clone. Trent has this A line. This is gonna win them the game, bro. This is gonna win them the game. If he gets pushed off this line, he's gonna drone himself back on it. Wait, he's trading drones. He knows he's alone. He gets past it. Is he seized? Oh my god, he got wallbanged. He's gonna peek again. What a flash from Jaw! They're gonna retake A. No tether. Trent is able to stop the plant here, and then they're gonna have a 4v3 retake. Busio getting the bomb down in a good spot. No one able to spam him. He has double swarm. Uses 1 to stop flood. Uses 2 to stop flood. He's gonna sit on the bomb like an egg. Oh my god. Oh my god, he got a spam kill. What a play. Oh my god. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. What a spam kill, bro. M80 Xander's in the server. He's here to touch you, boy. Look at Austin's face. I gotta know that guy's heart rate, bro. Oh my god, boys. This is unreal, this match.
Time now is 100 Thieves will call the timeout so Zix can get in the ears of the team.
Zix timeout. Boosty, please stop solo fighting sight to the death. If you're gonna do it, ask for a sight star and be normal. Josh RT timeout. Guys, just do what we normally do. You guys got this. Okay, hear me out. What if Boostio swings mid-door, kills someone, and then in all chat types chicken jockey? Is that the dagger? Is that the killer?
Their #1 seed in Omega against the #3 seed in Alpha. They had to get decided in the mid-round. 100 Thieves who didn't have
Here we go.
The greatest
Run it back.
starts.
Run it back.
Remember, the victories that they had
Run it
were
back.
against the #4 seeds in Loa.
Run it back, bruh.
And they're now
Oh, you can
both
type.
going G2 like
Oh, you
they're
can
also
type.
#1 seed on Alpha.
Yeah.
And in this round, G2 working as a group, but this time towards the A main. No more towards B. The read out of this one for this timeout is fight towards B for 100 Thieves. It's not the best of reads yet, but there's enough stalls from the amount of stars in util from both Xander and Boost go towards it.
I think we've yet to get a win from that defensive squad.
Little control here.
We'll have to see who can flip the script.
Jaw's gonna TP out actually. Nothing on the aggro shear. They know cryo opt once. Everybody is still rifling, not even an attack, huh? Asuna breaks the drone. He's gonna keep the space. Jiggling. He's burning a lot of fuel though. There's no prowlers left. No clone left. Smoked him off. Jaw has gotten 2 orbs. He's 1 off your roll. Is he going to be able to use it somehow? Not an initiator roll. TP coming in. XX on its way. Leaf has a fast pinch. Asuna doesn't know where to look. Full U-tilt out. Leaf gets backstab on Dan. Another 0 kill hold from backhaul. Why are you guys playing backhaul? What are you doing, bro? Oh my god, why are you in backhaul without a sight star? Holy shit. So bad. I do not understand, bro. How have you not learned that? This is literally a Valorant smoke on the ground right here, by the way. It's a sight smoke for them to use. 1v3, Crow gets 1. Why are you peeking? Leafy's off the bomb, bro. Missiles to get him off. Please, no one peek if you're gonna try to win this game. Trent goes first. Not enough time. Peek before half. Kill. Here we go, bro. Can they close now? Can they get closed now? Honor Thieves, you have to step up again. G2 are sitting pretty.
Figure out a strategy against he was still a long
There's no thorn on the door this time. They actually have really good timing to break util here. Oh my god, he's just gonna run in. Oh my god. What? He's a lone backhaul, peeks into a molly, nothing. Any flash, anything, he's revealed now. The more time he buys, the harder it's gonna be. Cryo's jumping with 30 kills, he's jumping. There's gaps in our heaven smoke. 4v3. Double flank here. Timing's bad for them. Timing's really bad for them. Sandra gets caught in the open. They're gonna push spawn. Jonah reveals. Looks at his back. Crunch is coming. Boostio jumping again. Trade from EU. 2v2. Bomb is getting defused slowly. They have half. They're going for more. EU can... Holy shit!
Able to pull out these rounds after the timeouts. Josh RT and squad really having a pivotal hand in why these rounds were changing for the side of G2.
Yeah, and that's gonna feel good for G2 once again. Being worked on a map like Pearl and able to close that out is gonna mean a lot for this team moving forward too in the playoffs. Sigh of relief for a lot of the players. I think even with this type of victory, they are kind of happy, but you definitely want this to be a lot cleaner than what they actually showed here within the map. But at least they're able to move forward. They have a chance, a second bite to try to qualify.
Wow, chat. They actually
face up against evil.
They actually should have lost.
Mastermind of Potter, who's actually going to be trying to pin down all the maps that you play, right? Oh.
Holy shit. cryo, bro. How many times is this guy going to drop 30 and lose a map? This is a fake 30 because it was overtime, but still. Oh my gosh, bro. Those overtime rounds from 100 Thieves were disgusting. I can't even sit here and fucking, like, just tell you fucking sweet nothings about it, bro. That was horrible. That was actually sad. This was the game right here, bro. 6-11 lead, and then they get thriftied. After winning this round on their own stinger buy, the last round of the game, they rush A instantly. Oh my god, bro.